Opening day is not far away for the new Coast Lounge. It's been a long time coming, but in today's video, you'll see why. This is a major transformation.
And then all of this will be glass, so it'll all be under air conditioning. And what's really nice is that we have we have an exit that goes out into this courtyard, which allows us then to look at this courtyard to see if there's an opportunity to refresh this space. But it'll be a nice ramp as well, so we'll have steps and a new ramp up into this area.
Remember that temporary construction wall in the hallway? It's not there anymore.
We're at the bar with Mary and Troy, and you know who, John. And we're in the bar at the lounge.
Yes.
The Coast Lounge. And I'm probably more excited about this one than some of the others because it's such a big transformation. I mean, a big transformation. The Coast, lovely. It's like a remodel. Mm-hmm. And the whole face is new, but it's basically the same dimensions. This used to be a screened-in porch. It sat about 3 or 4 feet lower than this because it was at ground level with a shuffleboard. Mm-hmm. And it's been raised. Do you know how many feet it was? Is it 3, 4?
I think it's probably around 3, 3.5.
Mm-hmm. And the way they with beams and frames and cement, the way they build it up, I mean, I don't think it's going to change.
No, it is here to stay.
We filled it in.
Do you have an opening date yet?
We're looking mid-March. Our target is to have a big celebration for St. Patrick's Day.
Aha, yes, I see that.
Yes.
But it looks like it could be ready sooner than that. It's happening quick.
It is happening quick. What the team really needs to focus on now is that behind the scenes, getting our point of sale system put up for the servers to put in the menus, the bartender to work off of, get the phones installed. We're down to the wire of the behind the scenes operational install.
Okay, well let's have a tour because there are a lot of features at this lounge bar that I've never seen before.
Right.
So, like the speakers.
Yes, yes.
Okay, let's go look at it.
Let's go.
So this project really ties in well with our overall strategic initiative regarding coming in and looking at underused or underutilized locations or spaces and really trying to re-envision them. And that's really what happened here in the lounge, as well as the Estero room. And I think it was about 3 years ago, Mary, we had a group of architects, some builders. Our team was here walking through, and when we were talking about the renovations for Coast, or what was going to become Coast, we kept looking at this space, and I think we all just said, hey, we just don't use that space. What can we do there to really create another venue or another part of the venue? And so that's how we got to this point. It took a lot of work, and the architects did a great job. The engineers did a great job. It's not easy filling in, like you said, creating especially a lowered bar in an area that was an outdoor space. So we had to look at HVAC. We actually had to even cut a new line in for the grease trap and for the drainage system. Had to get water in here. There was a lot of work that had to be done, but it turned out great, and we're so excited to be able to get in here and use this new space.
Yeah, part of the fun part for me was I would sneak down here every once in a while and shoot a short clip. So when you were talking about it wasn't easy bringing cement in here, I've got a picture in our video right now.
Yes. And one thing I really enjoy, besides it being a lounge, like almost a sports venue, to be able to come and watch a game and hang out, it's really the connectivity within the restaurant itself. And so I think it's a great complement to what we have already established, kind of in the main dining room, and then what I always like to we call it kind of the expo, but the area where the chandelier is, and then this is more informal space where you're sitting around talking, watching a game or or just spending some time socializing.
Still some wiring going on today.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
I love all the glass all the way around.
Right. It really connects us to the outdoors, the nature, brings it right inside.
Yeah. Now, I had thoughts of maybe making this my lunch room, just sit down and order lunch. But then I understand it's going to have its own menu.
Yes, so there will be a menu strictly for the lounge, the Coast Lounge, and it will have a variety of foods. We're working with the culinary committee on what that menu looks like, but we're hearing back simple foods, but coming in and being able to have a light bite or an appetizer. So if you want to come in here, have an appetizer or drink before going into the Coast, you can do so. Or just come on down and get a salad or a wrap. You can do that as well.
Okay.
Or grab a beer and watch the game.
So you see a lot of this new furniture. We actually have 15 seats around the bar, which is a nice large bar. There's not too many restaurants that have this big of a bar,
Right.
even here in Southwest Florida. And then there's an additional 28 seats around the windows and the exterior of the room to give us a grand total of 43 additional seating options here within the lounge. We also spent a lot of time with Joe and his team because we wanted it to be a great experience here. If you are watching a show or catching the game, we have 4 TVs. We actually have a couple TVs. We're going to get a couple larger TVs for up top, but 4 different games can be playing at one time. And you notice these black speakers. Sometimes restaurants will use little tabletop speakers, but we hung ours from the ceiling so that we have zones. And so if you're sitting, let's say Mary is sitting in the corner over there and she wants to watch the game that's up in the right-hand corner, and I'm sitting next to her in that corner and I'm watching the big TV and I'm watching my Tampa Bay Bucks or Houston Astros playing baseball, I can hear the sound. I'll hear the sound from my game coming from the speaker above me, and Mary will hear the sound from her game coming from the speaker above her.
I haven't seen that before.
Yeah, so it's pretty exciting what we're going to be able to do with this space. I think there's 5 or 6 different zones. I think it's 5 different zones that they have programmed in here. It's all going to be on an iPad, very easy to use for our team members so that they can program things. And it also gives us some flexibility in the space when we do have some sort of entertainment or other things happening as well.
So total seating is how many?
43.
43. And have you determined what the hours will be yet?
We are working with the culinary committee on that as well. We have a meeting upcoming at this point, so that will be announced as well before we open up.
Okay. And another thing, while I'm filming you, I look right down the hallway and how easy the access is. Right there's Main Street. I mean.
Correct, right. So you just come on in. When we are closed, these doors right by where Troy is at, they will be closed, but when we're open, we'll be open for business. Come on in.
Okay. It's so long since we've had access to the Estero room that you better remind us of what this purpose is.
Yeah, we're extremely excited to have the Estero room back because this not only will be a great place to have meetings or educational programs, it will release the pressure from the other rooms on Main Street as well. So give us some more flexibility. But John, these tables are great. They are on wheels as well as the chairs, so we can move them. Right now it's in a boardroom style, but we can put them classroom style. We could put them all together for a culinary experience in here. But it gives us a lot of flexibility. We could have a presentation with the TV, but have everybody facing that way and have a great speaker or presentation in here as well.
If it was set up for a party, what would it hold, a table for seating?
Well, it depends on how you set up. There, right now we have 16 chairs in here right now, but we can bring in extra chairs depending on how it's set up. So let's say you wanted to have a little cocktail party in here for your friends or maybe some families in town for a celebration. We can nest these tables, we can move them out, and we could put cocktail tables in here and even have room where everybody stands, or we can bring in more chairs. So a lot of flexibility depending on how the room is set up.
And if you wanted to reserve it for a worthwhile reason,
Yes.
who would you contact?
That all goes through the Life Enrichment team. So reach out to Emily and Tammy for that. And you'll reserve it just like you would any other room. And just like other rooms, we wanted this room to be multi-purpose.
Space.
Dee, what are you doing here?
Fixing the stuff.
This is
Must be wiring something, setting up something.
Yeah, she's working on the point of sale system. Just as I said at the beginning of the presentation, she's setting up all of the computers for the servers and the bartenders.
John, this is a self-contained unit, so you notice we don't have the large hood set up in here.
Yep.
Similar to what we have in the main dining room of Coast, it's a self-contained suppression system so that we can do some minor cooking and food prep in this area. So 2 features that I wanted to make sure we included, and obviously talking with the culinary team and Mary, my background, I worked a little bit in some kitchens and in some dietary departments, but for one, the walls, they are a wipeable wall, so it's that FRP, it's that good commercial grade so that we can keep the walls very clean. Don't have to worry about water or anything like that penetrating the walls. It's all wipeable surface. And then on the floor, we have this nice epoxy flooring, and we curved it up so that when we want to clean the floor, we're not, it's just easy to squeegee this floor, and we don't have to worry about getting trim wet or moisture getting in behind the wood or anything like that. And we don't have to worry about grout lines as well. So it kind of will help it to keep the space very clean and easy to clean as well.
So John, a few more touches that still have to happen is on Monday, this upcoming Monday. All of the artwork will be hung in here, and that will really bring in that pop of color as well. It will really complement what's already in the lounge restaurant. It will just make it one seamless look within the Estero room and the lounge as well. And we're gonna go ahead and open without draperies. I think we can do that, but the draperies will be coming end of March, beginning of April.
So one thing that we always kind of struggled with this space out here was access and getting up and down because of the elevation changes out here. And so in the design work, we worked with our engineers from Johnson Engineering, and they helped us come up with this nice ramp system. So if you're on a walker or you can't take the steps, you can come up the ramp, turn, and come inside, so you still have great access, whether you're coming into the new space or leaving the space.
Following our tour, I had 2 other questions that seemed to be going around campus.
Traffic lights.
Yeah.
Down at Basson, South Health Park Drive, and we had the Johnson Engineering guy on with us one time behind the scenes, and boy, everything sounded so great. But this permitting stuff now, the rumor around campus is, oh, that's 2 years out, 2 years out. Is it really?
It was 2 years from when we started, so, and that's kind of worst case scenario. It's really, I believe there's only like 1 or 2 manufacturers that actually make the big mast. So because the design will be a mast based, very similar to the light that's further down as you go north on Bass Road. They actually came out last week and spent a lot of time. They were boring and digging down to ensure that the ground could hold the large masts that are going to be going in.
Good point.
So, so we did. Once they get that done, I believe they're pulling all that information together, submitted to the county. They'll actually do a walkthrough with the county so they understand, what we're doing. And then once that is complete, we'll get our budget that'll be presented to the POA board because it is a POA project due to it being on Bass Road.
Do any turning lanes need to be added or lengthened?
There's really not much work on the road, which will keep the cost down, thankfully. Because there's already a multitude of lanes that kind of flow through there. We may actually even close down a lane or direct it a little bit differently. Just to give less options, but no, not a lot of road work. We will be putting in some additional crosswalks there. It won't be for golf carts. That'll have to be using the multi-use path that's down closer to Golisano. but they will be able to walk that space if need be.
Do we have security working on tickets to give golf cart people that want to try to go the shortcut?
We might need to do something along those lines. So no, but it's obviously ensuring the safety of our residents as well as everyone that lives and works here on Health Park Florida campus is a #1 priority. And so just still urging caution for folks that are turning out of there. If you don't have to make a left-hand turn, don't try to. Just
I
or
did
if you don't
the
have to
other
go
day,
straight.
and finally, after I waited a long time, I thought, well, I'll just close my eyes and pedal to the floor.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
that's not probably the best.
No. Now, the last thing I wanted to ask you is this liquor license.
Yeah.
Excuse is what I hear. I mean, I'm sure the residents appreciate free wine, but what's with the liquor license?
So that has been an extremely lengthy process, and we've gotten all the way up to the state level. We actually have completed the application. We're going to be submitting it directly to one of the officials up there. I believe that's happening this week at the Department of Revenue. I actually just got off the phone with them. We had to take care of a small balance, took care of that, and now we can submit the application. Once we submit the application, once they receive it and review it, we should be able to have a temporary license, which will then allow us to continue on like normal operations across the rest of the campus. One thing that people don't know about these licenses and things that we learned as well, a long time ago we had the liquor license for Dolphin Dining, which is now Coast.
Yeah.
And
Captain's Table.
yes. So
And I would think, the same campus, you already have one.
well, when we went through the development and the planning for the Oaks, we were thinking along those same lines. It's just an extension of the campus like we did with
Which makes
many
too
other
much
things.
sense.
Yeah, you know how it is with government sometimes. So they saw it as a new location, and because the new location was near a children's hospital and near an intersection, near other restaurants that served, we had to get some additional approvals done. And then every single member that was on our board, and then including myself, had to go through a new fingerprint process, a new background check, get notarizations done, and all that kind of combined. Once we found out what needed to be done, some people weren't in town, it was difficult to get people, so to kind of arrange all the schedules, get everything done, get all the documents signed, and then get it turned in. We actually should be submitting this week, so we should hopefully hear something very soon. So
I'm surprised you have that much hair. I would have had mine all pulled out by now.
yeah, and it's funny. Mary walked into my office a little bit ago, and she heard me on the phone. It was just music playing, and I had been on the phone just waiting to talk to somebody at the Department of Revenue for 25 minutes, just sitting there, and I finally got through and got what I needed taken care of. So hopefully we'll have some good news on Sage and Salt soon.
Mary, you got any questions for Troy?
Oh, do I have questions for Troy? No, not today. I'm just super excited about this space and how it's been reimagined. I think all the residents will be very proud to bring their family and their guests here for a drink or a light appetizer. We've come a long way, and I'm just very thankful for everyone's patience to get to this point.
It's really nice.
Yeah, and the team has done a tremendous job working very hard. From the Christelle, the construction team, they got ahead on schedule on this one.
Yeah.
Came under budget as well. Between our team with Jason and Joe and Scott and Mary and Wendy and Laurent, there's so many folks that were involved in this. It takes an entire team to get something like this done, but it's remarkable, and we're so excited to get the space open.
Takes a village to raise a child.
That's right. That's right.
Well,
Thank you.
No, my pleasure, John.
All right, Mary, thank you very
John.
much. Okay.
Thank you.